I walked into the clinic. My head hurt so much. I felt like I was being stabbed between my eyes. I filled out the paperwork and then the tech took me back to get my vital signs. Blood pressure was 155/89. That was the highest it has ever been. This was the third time I had been here. The first time, it was high, and the second time it was higher, and this time it was even worse, and so was the headache. The nurse practitioner came in and said we might start a blood pressure med. I said okay. I didn't always have the desire to study abroad, not until I had my daughter and found out how bad our healthcare system was back home. The first time I had been in the hospital was when I gave birth to her, but it wasn't easy. I was in labor for 12 hours, and the doctor made me feel like it was my own fault that the delivery was taking so long. He told me he wanted to go home to his family, and I was taking his time. I felt helpless and unheard, like I was just in his way. I wanted to make a difference back home, so I decided to study nursing. Sitting in front of the nurse practitioner, I expected to be given the prescription and sent to the pharmacy to pick it up. She said, "Wait, how is school? How is your family? How is everything in general?" The nurse practitioner let me know I could talk to her, and she told me about her own kids with disability. I began to open up to her. I told her about my father who had just passed away, how I had an exam due the next week, how I was worried about not being a sound parent to my daughter. I was so worried about her after-school care, my expenses, and how my family was doing back home. I told her everything. That was the game changer. I had been carrying a huge burden. I remember thinking that even as a mom with her own problem, she still wakes up and dresses up to see patients. I no longer felt the burden that I carried into the clinic. That week, I did my exams and I made a 99% without a headache and with the desire to bring what I learned from this nurse into my future practice.